Hey there and welcome to Matt's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing a complete strut assembly replacement on this 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe. So this video should apply directly to 2007 to 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe's. As you can see, I purchased complete strut assemblies. So Auto Shack actually is a cheaper brand I found on Amazon, but their parts have been pretty good so far. So let's give this a shot and I'll let you know how they fit. Basically, that's the main symptom of your struts going bad, is a clunking. Also, of course, not riding nice, not tracking nice over bumps, not handling well, all those kinds of things, kind of a bouncy feel to it. So hopefully we'll be fixing all those problems today, because I've noticed several of those. So this is where your upper strut plate bolts in right here. They appear to be 14mm nuts. And you can just pop that off, and that center nut, you don't remove that unless you were disassembling the strut. You don't remove that. So we're going to undo these three 14mm nuts now. I think I can get at them with my impact. So there we go. Now we can jack up the vehicle. You can see I have the vehicle jacked up now, so you would want to break the wheel nuts loose first before you jack it up if you don't have an impact. I do, so I jacked it up, and you want to jack it up right here. You can actually see three little notches in that lip, and that's where you want to jack. So I like to put a piece of wood on there to protect the vehicle, and then you can see I've got some blocking in there just under the subframe mount. So now I am ready to take the wheel off, and then as you can see, the strut is right in here. And there'll be a couple of bolts on the top of the spindle there we have to get off. So a little tape on your socket just keeps your wheels from getting scraped up. Again, 21mm. Now if your wheel is stuck on, just thread a couple of the lug nuts back on loosely and then hit on the back side of the tire with a big hammer. A dead blow hammer, if you have it, works good. I guess I get to demonstrate that process. These Hyundai wheels fit really tightly on the hub, and for some reason they always, well, for that reason they always stick on. So remember, you just want to hit on the tire, not on the rim. There we go, just 2 hits. Okay, time to really strut my stuff here, and I have to remove these 2 bolts here. They look to be 18mm, something around there. I gotta remove that nut there. Okay, and then these 2 lower fasteners are actually 19mm, but this upper one on the link is 18mm. And on the back side here is actually a 17mm. Now just leave the upper bolt in until you get the lower bolt also loose. For the lower bolt, I'm going to need an extension to work around this brake line. How did I know that was going to happen? The link is just spinning in there. Try and clean those threads better, oil them, and then run the nut in and out a few times. Came out of there. I'm just overdoing the strut on the right side here, and I just noticed that there is a flat spot, a spot you can hold on the back side of this stud on the sway bar end link, and it's actually 17mm. Now because I just have one side of the vehicle jacked up, there's actually quite a bit of pressure on this end link to get it out of here. But I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here before I move on, because it's going to be a problem otherwise. So I'm just going to pry the sway bar down, take the pressure off that link. There we go, just as easy as that. You just pry under the lower control arm, pry the sway bar down, pull that out. Okay, now in here there's probably going to be a little pressure, so just hold in on it a little maybe and get the bottom bolt out first, and I find just a really aggressive hammer hit. Okay, our entire strut assembly is loose now, so what we can do is just tip the spindle out of it like that. And just watch, this is like an ABS sensor wire or whatever. Just watch that because it seems to be in the way. I think this has to go behind it though, like this, and down, and then right out of there like that. You always want to compare parts, but it looks like we got a dead match here, so we can proceed with assembly. These are right and left hand specific, so make sure you pay attention to that when you're ordering and installing them. And of course you always want to replace strut assemblies in pairs. If you're curious, my vehicle has 150,000 kilometers on it, which is about 95,000 miles, and these appear to be the original struts. One thing I'm going to do before I proceed too far here is I'm going to clean all my fasteners up with wire wheel so that they go together really nice and easy. Just re-oil everything and get it ready to go back together smoothly. Okay, it's time to just jam the new part in there now. It comes with replacement nuts, so you'll have to remove them first, of course. So you want to start by putting this end under this line, and then down beside the control arm, and then you'll have room to put this up here, and then have one of your bolts ready. They go in from the front side, remember that. It actually looks like it's going to be easier if I just use one of the nuts up top to just hang it loosely, because it's too heavy for me to lift up and hold up while I put those in. Just up top here, and I'm just lifting it from underneath and then line it up. Okay, so we'll just leave it loose here like this so that we can go under and move it around easy and line it up on the boggin. Okay, and then you just want to tap these through. Just like that. Make sure you don't hit that while you're tapping. We can go ahead and clip that in. Save it getting damaged. Just like that. Nuts on here. We'll use our pry bar again to pry under our lower control arm. Pry our sway bar down so we can get our end link in. And make sure you oil that up really good so it doesn't spin as you're trying to tighten the nut back up. As always, I will try to include torque specs. If you're using an impact, just look for the pieces of metal to suck together and then kind of listen for it to bottom out. And then it's a good idea to check them by hand after, or with a torque wrench. So we're pretty well finished. We just gotta go up top and tighten up those 3 little nuts there. Okay, so the new nuts are actually 15mm. The old ones were 14. It's up to you. The old ones fit back on if you want to use them. I'll go ahead and use these new ones. Again, I'm just going to use my impact. I will try to leave a torque spec, but just a good snug pull by hand, I would say. Now I just have to reinstall the wheel and torque it to 80 foot-pounds. Just make sure the mounting flange on your wheel is pretty clean. If it's got a bunch of corrosion built up on it, just use a wire brush to clean it off. Make sure you use a crisscross pattern like that to work the wheel down evenly. It's a good idea to test drive and then recheck your wheel torque. Okay, well that's going to conclude strut replacement on a Hyundai Santa Fe. It will be exactly the same process and procedure on the other side of the vehicle. So thanks a lot for watching Matt's Garage. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.